Okay, Scottsdale Kempo Club, we're working on the white belt skills and drills. Section 4 of your training manual shows the custom Kempos. Why custom Kempos? Early on, actually, they all look exactly the same as each other. They're not customized at all. The point is to get to know a simple entry or a way of starting to deal with a situational defense. Like we're going to give you a white belt the hook punch defense, and we use a particular entry. We're blocking and countering. So we're blocking with one arm, we're counter-striking with the other arm. There are a few variations of it, and we'll show some of those as well depending on how you want to practice it. But it's a very simple concept. We stop the incoming attack, we strike them with the free arm, okay? So we're going to start from a half-moon stance. You should be able to execute these both ways, okay? I'm left foot in front, so if you want to mirror image me and put right foot in front for the moment, that's good. We're going to start on guard. You're going to execute a forearm block with your lead arm. I'm shooting that and projecting that out, catching their attack on my forearm, and then I'm driving my hip forward into a palm heel strike, into the face or into the chin. I like to go to the chin because then the fingers are left over to go into the eyeballs afterwards. Some people show or teach palm heel strikes as hitting the nose. It's a great target. I just prefer that after I hit my target, I have a secondary target. So I always go to the jaw in mind. Okay? So I'm throwing my forearm block, and then I pivot, boom, into the palm strike. Forearm block, palm strike. Should be done either side. Forearm block, palm strike. Now, although these are partner techniques, you should practice them, at least the concept of it by yourself, just well enough to know your role when you train back and forth. It makes it safe, it makes it more fun. By purple and above, we're going to ask you to start adding strikes onto these Kempos. And it doesn't always have to be the same. On Tuesday night, you might do it one way. On Thursday night, you come back for more training. It might be done a slightly different way for you, okay? So it might be that my partner influences how I'm going to throw it. If I have a much bigger partner, I might choose to counter-strike them a slightly different way or follow up a different way. I might even use a slightly different block. We'll show you some of those variations. Eventually, you're going to have a series of these hook punch Kempos that all enter into the situation different ways. Some of them avoid, some of them deflect, some of them duck underneath the punch. So right now we're showing you the block and counter version. Sensei Blaine's going to come on out and help me out with this. We're both going to start left foot in front. Again, closed stances. We use left foot in front as the basic stance. We teach a lot from here because most right-handed people like to have that power side behind them. So if someone's going to haul off and throw a punch at you from their power side, they're more likely going to be left foot in front. So it's a very common or orthodox fighting situation you see. If you watch a boxing match, there's a good chance you're going to see both fighters spend the entire fight left foot in front to left foot in front. Okay? We get you doing both so that your comfort grows on either side, but that's why we start left foot in front on most of these drills. Okay? So we're out of range where my opponent can't reach me yet. He's going to step drag forward with his rear foot, throwing his rear hook. I'm going to throw my forearm block up in. Again, I'm taking the thickest area of my forearm. I'm jamming it in, getting it inside to his wrist, and from here, I'm going to pivot and throw my palm strike. Now, to do this correctly, I'm going to have to really shorten my palm strike, but I want to aim on target. I'd rather you get your body mechanic moving forward, boom, and shortcut the strike, even if it means less power right now, than I would rather have you go and shoot past the target. But this shows you about how much reach you actually have once he comes into our range. So again, we're going to reset. He steps in, hook punch, block, and then I'm going to pivot into my palm strike. Generally in class, if you're doing this as an entire group, we'll ask you to hold this position until we say reset. He'll jump back. If you guys are doing independent training, just reset after your partner's done. They'll know because they should key eye as they finish. So he attacks, go, and reset. Whatever energy he comes at me with, I want to try and match and magnify it. Okay? Just like I would if it was a real situation. I've got to match and magnify that energy if I'm going to have a chance to overcome an opponent. Okay? So he steps in, go. One, from here, by purple belt, we may ask you to add on a follow-up strike. So simple follow-up strikes might be hitting with his knee after, or hitting with a rising knee after. So again, go. Block, palm, okay? And finishing up. As you get to the higher ranks, we want a nice fluid situation that doesn't take a lot of decision. Now, one other way to do this block is I might come up and do a supported block where I've got a forearm block up there and I'm just putting a palm underneath it. Okay? It kind of resembles one of these things. Don't hit me, all right? palm or a forearm supporting this. This works good if the opponent's much stronger. He throws that next punch at me, go, boom! I'm going to just support in here. Now, my palm is not a good technique from here. I don't have it, but I may take this hand that's supporting and attack, boom, with a hammer. Okay? That might be the follow-up strike if I use a supported block. It's a nice, fast, quick strike, so I'll go with a supported block, hammer. Or go, a supported block, elbow, but you need to be real careful that you don't actually clip your partner on this. Okay? So this is the white belt, hook punch Kempo, block and counter. This is part of your custom Kempos. Get to know it well and get to know your follow-up so that you can be nice and smooth in the future.